discomfort and you want to place something on your heels, on your lower legs to sit back on, then please do. Just to release that pressure from the knees. And we will settle in this hero's pose or thunderbolt pose. Palms facing down on the thighs. And bringing your eyes to either a very soft gaze or closing them as you take a few moments to settle in, to feel into the body and the breath. And sometimes it can be just right to drop all attention into the physical body. Observing what's present. Maybe you've had a morning sitting, or you've been very busy. And this is an opportunity to simply take stock. Maybe you are aware of the skin boundary of your body as you feel around and out into the atmosphere in your room, the atmosphere of the day. As we practice consciously, conscious of every sensation, our senses alert to the day. And dropping your attention into the breath. Beginning by noticing the quality of a natural breath. You can stay like this, or maybe bring a light ujjayi breath. All of you here today know what I mean by this victorious breath. Not grasping in the throat, but a light brush of the air over the back of the throat. Washing the inside of your head, your throat, your chest with the ocean swell. Can we become completely absorbed? Can we become the breath? So that it moves our practice, it moves our body. And from this particular focus, opening your eyes and coming to an all-fours position. Staying close to that ujjayi breath if that's right for you, but not becoming distracted by it. And sliding the left hand forwards and the right leg behind you. And take a few breaths to really feel this pose, even if you're completely familiar with it. Imagine you've never done it before. Noticing where it makes itself felt in the body. Nice flat back. And then breathing in, lift the arm and the leg. And breathe out, pull them a little bit further away from each other. So your right toes are pointing down, your left palm is pointing inwards. Can you take 2 more breaths and just feel the stability, feel the strength? One more breath in, and then lightly drop the left hand and the right foot down. Take a breath in here, and then bring your hand and your knee back. And we'll take that to the other side. Right hand comes forwards, left leg behind you. Let's be no hurry to shift. Let's notice the breath, notice how this feels, and then lift the left arm and the right leg. And as you breathe out, pull them further apart from each other. Turning the left toes inwards, really strong in your abdomen. Breathe. One more breath in, and then float the hand and the foot down as the exhale. And bring your hand and your knee back again. On the next breath in, simply lifting your right leg up behind you. It's all right to arch it up. And then breathe out, scoop the knee into your nose. Tailbone comes down. And breathe in, lift. And breathe out, knee to armpit. Can you feel the side waist crunching? And lift again, inhale. And exhale, look over your left shoulder as you sweep the leg behind you, pushing the heel away. Breathing in, lift the leg up behind you. And breathe out, knee to nose, gathering strength in your core. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, knee to armpit. Breathe in, lift. And sweep your leg over to the left, look over your left shoulder. We'll do that one more time. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, knee to nose. Breathe in, lift. Knee to armpit. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, sweep to the left. And then breathe in, lift. And as you breathe out, drop your knee down. So we're just staying on the right side of the body here, curling your toes under and coming back towards a downward dog. And it would be normal for you to feel a little bit out of sync between the right and the left side of your body. Take a moment to notice this. And then on the next breath in, ripple forwards to plank. Drop your knees and come slowly all the way down over the front of your body. Settling your forearm down, your forehead down and your arms in cactus arms. On a breath in, can you lift the chest, the arms and the legs? And exhale, slide your elbows down the side of the body. As you breathe in, can you lengthen the arms? And then breathe out, slide the elbows down. So coming to a little bit of what we did in the first class. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, slide down. And then take one final breath in to brighten the chest. And then settle everything down. Taking a full breath in and out here. Wonderful. And then slowly sliding your forearms back so you come into a little sphinx. Palms together. Let's breathe as we feel into the shoulder blades, feel into the lumbar spine. Pressing into the pubic bone a little. Brighten the chest. Are you breathing Ujjayi? Are you fully conscious? Right in the middle, absorbed in your practice. One more full breath in here. And then breathing out, push yourself back to a child's pose. Just briefly resting. Directing your breath into the lower back, the mid and the upper back. And then coming forwards again to an all fours position. And lifting now your left arm and your right leg. Inhale again, and then exhale. Can you tap your left hand to your right foot? And then breathe in, lengthen. And breathe out, tap. Breathe in, lengthen. And this time maybe holding onto the inside of your foot. You can flex it, look over your left shoulder and come into a little stretchy back bend, a little bit of a balance. One more breath in. And then breathe out, release your hand and your knee. Wonderful. And then sliding that right leg behind you. Inhale. And exhale, swivel around to gate posture so that you're facing the long end of your mat. Right big toe is in line with the knee. I was right out of position there. And lift up the left arm. You're really strong in this right leg. And then breathe out. Take a little side stretch to the right. And you'll compulse this a little. I think gate is not a good pose to shove yourself right into, so feel your way. Keep pressing into that right foot and breathing into the left lung. And then inhaling, come to straight, both arms out straight. And exhale, come down to the left. And you have a choice. You could stay where you are, keeping the right foot pressed down, reaching up through the right arm. You could bring the right arm over your ear. Or maybe you'd like to join me for open gate, where we breathe in and then you pull your weight into that left hand so you breathe out, lifting the right leg. And then swing it quite freely forwards and back. A little bit of freedom in that right hip. One more breath in, and then breathe out. Place the right foot down and the hand. Turn around to face the long end of your mat and come up to a downward dog. Inhale. And exhale, bring the right knee forwards for pigeon. If pigeon isn't going to work for you, come onto your back with the right knee bent, ankle over the left knee. Look over your left shoulder, just to check that that left leg is aligned. And then breathing and press into your fingertips and both feet to lift yourself up so you can squiggle around a little bit. And then lower yourself back down in your pigeon. And breathing in, ripple open, really puff out that chest. And breathe out, dip down with your forehead. And breathe in, ripple open. And breathe out, come down. And breathe in, ripple open. And this time, come down and have a little sleep in your pigeon. Now, I haven't been practicing pigeon a lot recently, so I can really feel the burn in the right hip, gluteal muscles, down the iliotibial band, down the side of the right thigh. Can you take a few breaths here and really go with it? Really surrender into your shoulders, your jaw. Beautiful. And then from here, coming up onto your hands again, curling under your back toes, and we're going to sweep up into a downward dog, lifting the right leg up behind us. Inhale. And exhale, knee to nose. And inhale, reach up. And exhale, knee to upper right arm, just like we did on all fours. And inhale, lift up. And bring your knee over to the left arm or elbow. Breathe and lift up. Lift it high, high, high. And sweep your right foot in between your hands for a runner's lunge. And let's feel our way into this lunge. Really pushing through that back heel. If you need to bend the knee and then straighten again, do. Feel your way. I'm all for moving around and feeling into the poses. Just make sure that your front foot is straight and the knee is over it. And then breathe and brighten your chest, long spine. And breathe out, sink a little more into your hips. Take a full breath in here. And then exhale, bend lightly in the back knee. Take a breath in. And can you switch jump? Or not? Let's take a little feel just on this side for now. Maybe bending into that right knee, straightening it out. Brightening the chest, inhale. And exhale, sink into the hips. And then bending lightly in that back knee, inhale. And can you step lightly forwards? Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold, navel comes in. And inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. And take a breath here as you feel the body. Inhale, sweep up. And exhale, pour yourself forwards. Inhale, flat back. And step back to a downward dog. Breathe out. On a breath in, ripple forwards to plank. And breathe out. Choose your way down to the mat. Either cobra or upward dog for your back bend. Take a breath in. Downward dog. 3 breaths here as you simply explore expansion in the body, a lightness and a brightness. Are you still breathing your ujjayi? One more full breath in, and then breathe out, drop your knees. And we take that flow to the left. Breathing in, lift your left leg up behind you. And consciously breathe out, bring the knee into the nose, arch the spine. And breathe in, lift. Breathe out, knee to armpit. Breathe in, lift. And breathe out, sweep it to the right, looking over your right shoulder. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, knee to nose. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, knee to armpit. Breathe in, lift. Sweep the leg over to the right, look over your right shoulder. One more time, breathe in, lift. Breathe out, knee to nose. Breathe in, lift. Knee to armpit, sideways crunch. Breathe in, lift. Sweep your foot to the right, look over your right shoulder. And then breathe in, lift the leg one more time. And exhale, knee comes down. Curl your toes under as you push back. Come to a downward dog. Breathe and ripple forwards to plank. And lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Arms, cactus arms, forehead down. And breathing in, lift everything up. And breathe out, elbows down the body. Breathing in long, stretch out in front of you. Breathe out, close your wings. Let's do one more, breathe in. Breathe out, really pulling in your shoulder blades. Take a breath in, bright heart. And then relax. Feel the body here. And bring yourself to Sphinx for a few breaths to settle into the lower spine. Elbows underneath your armpits unless you need to bring them further out. And breathe here. Come back to yourself. This feels like it'd be a nice place to stay. Wonderful. And then joining me momentarily in a child's pose. Breathing into the lower, the mid, and the upper back as you soften. Feel the body. And then we'll meet in an all-fours position. We're going to take the right hand and the left foot out and breathe in, lift. And then breathe out, tap the right fingers to the left foot. And breathe in, stretch out. And breathe out, tap. And then breathe in, stretch out. And then this time, maybe you hold the inside of the foot, flex the foot. As you push that knee out behind you and you look over the right shoulder, breathe. Breathe. One more breath in. And then breathe out, release. And slide the left leg out behind you and come around for gate pose, facing the long end of your mat. Knee to big toe in line. Really strong left leg. Breathe and reach up through the right arm. And breathe out. Find your side bend. Remember, you can pulse it. Don't be in a hurry. Is your breath erratic, or do you feel steady and engaged and conscious? On the next inhale, come up straight, arms out flat, and exhale. Right fingertips come down, lift up through the left arm. So you know what's coming. You might want to stay where you are. Might want to bring the left arm over your ear, pressing into that left foot. Maybe you pull more weight down to the right and lift that left leg and then swing your open gate. I find this quite liberating. And gets into the front hip flexor. One more breath in and then breathe out. Foot comes down, hand comes down. And we lift up into a downward dog with the left leg lifted. You bring the left knee forwards for pigeon. Remembering you can take pigeon on your back. You're going to press into your hands and both feet to lift up, making sure that right leg is straight out behind you. And then resettle. Should be no pain in the left knee at all. And then breathe in, puff out your chest. And breathe out, dip down. And breathe in, ripple up. So you're really active in between the shoulder blades again. And breathe out, come down. And breathe in, ripple up. And this time, come down to sleep in your pigeon. And settle here. Really melting into the left buttock, the left hip, down the outside of the left thigh. And then bringing your hands back, straight arms. Curl the right toes under and we come straight up with the left leg. Inhale. And knee to nose. Exhale. Spine to the right heel lifted. Inhale. And knee to left elbow. Exhale. Reaching back, inhale. And then knee to right elbow across the body. Breathe in, reach up. Lift a bit higher and then sweep that left foot forwards. Runner's lunge. Take a moment here. You can always drop the back knee if you need to, or lift it. Moving in and out a little bit to feel into the hip here. Take a full breath in. Brighten the chest and sink into the hips. This time, if you wanted to, you could bring the left hand and the forearm inside the left foot, and you could come down for a few breaths in gecko. Not for everybody. Breathe wherever you are. And then straightening your arms, left hand comes back. Bend a little into that back knee, inhale, and switch jump. Wonderful. And then feel your way into this runner's lunge. So we're being quite juicy, quite luscious with these lunges. Maybe you stay like this, or maybe you come into gecko with the right forearm and hand inside the right foot, and you can move around a bit. You can drop the back knee. Breathing here. And then gently, hands around that front foot, bend in that back knee, and hop forwards to a forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. And come all the way up. Taking a moment to feel the body. Taking any little shrugs, any movements you'd like to feel yourself standing. Breathe, come right back to the breath and feel your feet. And then breathe in, sweep up. And breathe out, fold. Come to a flat back, breathe in. And then step your right foot behind you, coming back into that lunge. We're going to come all the way around into goddess. Heels are in, toes are out. Take your hands to your inner thighs. And take a little bit of free movement here to feel in to your goddess. Maybe straightening up the spine, taking the knees far apart, maybe even taking your arms out wide. Tucking the tailbone under, squeeze the shoulder blades. Breathe here. Maybe even close your eyes. Can you feel the heat? Take a full breath in and then lift lightly into a star, breathe out. Take a breath in as you turn around over your right foot, taking the right foot further out. And coming into a soft warrior, hands to the heart. Making sure you're not walking a tightrope. And maybe coming into a little back bend here. Breathe. Straightening your head, breathe in. And as you breathe out, take your arms out beside you, come down about 45 degrees. And breathe here for your strength. Shoulder blades down the spine. And still in this position, can you lift the back heel now? And then come into your high crescent lunge, breathe in. And breathe out, open your wings, maybe dip in that back knee. And breathe in, lift. And breathe out, come down. And breathe in, lift. And then last time, come down. Little zip up in the lower belly. Push out through that back heel. And with a breath in, straighten everything and come around to face the long end of your mat. Can you come back into your goddess, hands to your heart? Lovely. Open your arms out wide. Shoulder blades down the spine. And dip deeper if you can into your goddess. Knees are out. I find goddess really tough, you can probably tell. Take a breath in and then breathe out to star. We might work our way around over the left foot. Take the left foot out. Right foot is in, breathe in. And breathe out into your warrior one. Hands to the heart, strong back leg. Take a few breaths. Are you breathing Ujjayi? Take a breath in and then breathe out, arms behind you, come down 45 degrees. Feel the body here. And still at this angle, lift the back heel. Maybe you can take the foot a little bit further behind you. And then sweep up into a high crescent lunge. Breathe. Conscious. And feeling into all sensation. Take a breath in and then breathe out, dip and open your wings. Take a breath in and lengthen everything. And breathe out, dip. Take a breath in and breathe out, dip. Take a breath in here and then find your downward dog, please. Either to rest in child or take a few breaths in dog, or ripple forwards to plank. Inhale, exhale, come down your way. Inhale to your choice of back bend. Exhale, downward dog. And looking in between your hands, walk, step or jump your feet forwards. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, come all the way up. Exhale, feel the body. Take a moment to feel the body here. Quality of your breath. Wonderful. And then inhale, come up. And exhale, pour down. Inhale to flat back. And take your left foot behind you, exhale. Wonderful. And immediately walk around to the long end of your mat and come straight up to goddess again. We'll take a little bit of a variation to goddess. You've got your right hand on your left knee. Can you take your elbow to the knee as you reach over now with the left? Looking under the left armpit, feel as you drop into the hips. Wonderful. And then take that the other way. We can move from side to side a little bit, feeling into the side body as well as really deep into the groin and the hips. Breathe steady. Beautiful. And then lift into full goddess. Breathe in. And then breathing out, take your heels out, hands to your hips. And come down into forward fold. And we'll take a few breaths here, resting. The sense of really pouring out of the pelvis. Sitting bones pulling wide apart. Breathing here. Until you're ready to walk around to a downward dog with an option that I'm not going to do of a final vinyasa. I'm going to simply come and sit on my heels, but you might want to rest in child's pose. You might want to take a final vinyasa. Allow yourself to breathe and move, however feels right. And then when you are ready, if you'd like to meet me, I'd like to do a little bit of work internally rotating the hips, having done a lot of external rotation in this practice. So if you have a block, you're going to sit on the block with your feet on either side of the hips. And I like to use my hands here to roll the thigh bones inwards. And if you're somebody who has a lot of aggro in your ankles here or the tops of your feet, you could put a rolled up towel or flannel there. And then we're going to sit for a moment with our front ribs soft, sideways soft, and pouring down through the sitting bones. Closing your eyes. Breathing. If you want to, stay with your ujjayi breath. Really soft in the face. That flow got up quite a little sweat for me. I don't know about you. Keep pouring down, pouring down. And if you love sitting like this, stay like this. Otherwise, join me by lengthening out the left leg with the right foot still by your hip. And it may be that you need to just wedge up that left side of the block if you're pouring over. And draw your left toes towards you. You can always bring your hand over the right knee just to ease the skin over. Take a full breath in here and a long breath out. Take another breath in, and then from the heart, begin to come forwards over the left leg. You might come down a tiny bit, you might walk your hands all the way, you might hold on to the foot. And it's all right if the right knee starts coming further out to the side. As long as you have this internal rotation here. Steadying the breath. And then gently coming up. Taking your hands behind you. Now this right quad might be really tight. The front hip flexor might be really tight, although we have prepared ourselves. Maybe come down on the forearms. Make sure there's no pain in that right knee. Maybe you're able to come all the way down. And if the right knee lifts up a bit, that's no problem. But try and drop down in this right hip and take a few breaths to settle here. Can you melt a bit? One more full breath in and a long breath out. Now to come up, you really need strong abdominal muscles, maybe holding onto the edge of your mat. Coming up. And bringing the left foot into the right hip crease. Now, this isn't going to work for everybody. It may be that you stay with the left foot inside the right thigh, and that's absolutely fine. We're really concentrating on this right hip here. If you are able to, bring the foot all the way up. It's like a half lotus pose. I'm going to come into a little twist. So you've got your right hand coming over to the left knee. Lift up the left arm, inhale. Now I can't do this pose fully, at least not every day. I'm going to reach. Yeah, it's not going to happen. You're going to reach the left arm behind you. Maybe some of you can hold on to. Bet you can, Carly. Bet you can, Teresa. Maybe all of you can hold on to that left big toe. It's just not happening for me today, and that's okay. And take a few breaths to explore this twist to the left. Quite awkward. And I think what happens in this twist is I at least start gripping. I get anxious in this right hip. So I'm telling myself to soften there, let go, let go. That's more important. That is more important. Take a full breath in. And then unwind. We'll take that little sequence to the other side. Bring your right leg out and have a nice little rub here. And you bring the left foot by the hip. Remembering that you can wedge up your right hip with a block if you're keeling over to the right. So it's really best if you can feel both sitting bones. Pull your right toes towards you, inhale, and then gently come forwards, exhale, a little bit or a lot. Try to lead with the chest. You don't have to reach your foot. This left hip keeps turning inwards, the thigh bone, I mean. Breathe. Where are you grasping? This is not an easy final sequence. It can bring a lot of unwanted tension into the body, but that's what we're trying to notice. And then gently straightening up. Deciding if you want to stay here or if you want to come down onto your forearms. There should be no pain in that left knee. Or maybe come all the way down. Don't worry if the left knee lifts off the floor a little. Great attention for the feet and the ankles as well. Breathe. And settle a while. And then we gently come up, strong abdomen, push into your elbows, come all the way up. To that wicked little twist, which I did not find easy, and I'm wondering why I introduced it into the practice at all. So bring your right foot either into the left thigh or right up into the crease for half lotus. Take a little bit of time to settle here, really dropping into the left hip. Your left hand comes to the right knee and you lift up the left arm, breathe in. And then reach behind you. Maybe reaching the right big toe, maybe not. And take a few breaths to wriggle into where's right for you. The whole point of this pose is release and not to strive. I'm saying that to myself. Where can you let go and soften? How can your breath help you? One more breath in. And then breathe out, come back to the front. And release both legs out in front of you for a little bit of a rub. I'm going to give you two options for this back bend now. You could either come into full Supta Virasana. So both knees are bent, come all the way back or a little way back. This is really targeting the lower spine and obviously the whole of the front body here. If that's just not going to happen, and especially if you've got any pain in the knees, take a lovely relaxing sphinx like we already took earlier in the practice and settle into that, because we're going to stay about 2 to 3 minutes. When I found out about my glaucoma, my eyes, somebody told me that instead of a headstand, I think actually it's our youngest daughter writes about this, instead of a headstand, this pose, Supta Virasana, has really, really fantastically beneficial effects. So this is what I'm doing as a way to round up my preps, and I quite often do. Thighs are rolling in, dropping into the pelvis. You could do it over a bolster if you wanted to. Please don't tolerate any pain in the knees at all, and then just drop into the pose. Discomfort would be normal, but pain is not to be tolerated. And of course, if you love a headstand, you can do a headstand, but I'm not there to spot. Breathe and let go of the ujjayi now. Just dropping into the flow of a natural breath. What do you notice if you stay in a pose a while? What happens to your mind and your breath and your body? Can you become aware of your skin again? The whole of your skin boundary. Feeling out into the space around you. The atmosphere in your space. Maybe with your dog, or cat, or child, or partner, or goldfish. Take a full breath in, a lovely long breath out, whichever pose you're in. And if you're in Sphinx, please come down to lie with your forehead on your hands and breathe into your belly. And if you've been with me, slowly, slowly, with control and a strong abdomen, come all the way up. Taking a moment here, I'm going to actually sit on my heels now. Feel the body. Some of these poses can have such profound effects, I find. And I would like to end with a very, very simple forward fold, just to juxtapose quite intense back bending there. So all we're going to do is bring our legs out in front of us, maybe sitting up on something. And your knees could be bent, or you could have straight legs. You listen to your body. There's nowhere to go now. And this is the last simple pose. We breathe in and we find length. And just ripple your way forward, a little bit of a shake as you come forwards, as far as feels right for you. And take a few deep breaths, really targeting the back of the body now. Still with that attention, sliding the shoulder blades down the back if you can, Bob. I don't know if you've done the full 2 hours, but if you have, you're a hero. Taking a full breath in and a long breath out. And then gently coming up, very gently coming up. And before coming to lie in a very, very well-deserved Shavasana, can we take a moment together in a meditation seat to simply feel the effects of the practice? Releasing in the roof of your mouth and in the jaws. Feeling the stream of your breath. And what I'm going to do, I haven't really left enough time. I'm going to invite you to come down into Shavasana. And then in about 3 to 4 minutes, I will give you the option of saying hi, appearing and all of that, understanding that you might want to switch me right off and take a much longer Shavasana. I would recommend that, but it'd be really nice to see you if you do want to say hi. If not, we can do it another day. So when you're ready, deciding if you stay seated or if you come to lying down. Make sure you're warm enough. And drop your attention into your bones. Feeling the support beneath you. And breathing freely. Breathing freely. And allow gravity to have you. As you soften and let go. And as I said, I would recommend that you stay longer. But if you are going to come out finding your own little ritual of transition, starting with a few deeper breaths, maybe a few little movements, I won't be offended at all if nobody appears. I would actually think it was very positive that you've chosen to take a longer Shavasana. You could meet me with your eyes closed, sitting in a cross-legged position, hands together in front of the heart space. Taking a full breath into your heart space. And as you breathe out, bowing your head chin to your chest. Before you breathe in again and lift your head gently and open your eyes. Thank you so very much for